Welcome back, everyone. Wanted to give you guys a quick update as to something that just dropped within the last 24 hours, at least as of when I'm filming this anyway. The folks over at Everytown for Gun Safety, which of course is a Bloomberg financed, Soros financed anti-gun group, have come after the Ruger RXM with a threatening letter, and I think it is going to go much farther than that as time goes by. So for those who don't know, the Ruger RXM, I have a full review up on the channel, is absolutely one of my favorite pistols that's come out within the last 12 months. But what it is, in my opinion anyway, is essentially a product improved Gen 3 Glock 19. There are some changes there, but most parts are interchangeable. So with that, the Glock switches, which are of course unlawful for 99.9% of Americans to own, so people who are installing them on either Glocks or Rugers are already committing a felony. But what it does say in the letter is that Ruger should have known that these are easily convertible machine guns. They go into the fact that Glock has recently announced their B-series guns to change the cruciform in the back of the trigger. They also go into the fact that Shadow Systems has announced they've made some changes for the California market. I actually don't think that's across the board for Shadow Systems. I believe it's California only. And they point to those two things as capitulation to all of the lawsuits that those companies are facing. Again, the Shadow Systems I think is more California, but Glock no doubt is facing well over 20 different lawsuits and looking at, of course, hundreds of millions of dollars in legal fees if they actually fought them. Now, what Everytown is saying here is that the fact that Ruger didn't change something, and they specifically mentioned that they didn't put something in the interior of the slide to prevent a switch from being installed, opens them up to liability, and reached out to them for comment. That's what the letter basically says. It's a 6-page letter. I should be rolling in parts of it here on your screen. You guys can pause and read the letter if you want to. And at the end of the day, this letter, along with the threatened lawsuit, is just the next step by the anti-gunners to eliminate all semi-automatic firearms with standard capacity magazines from circulation in America. And of course, once they do that, they'll go after revolvers. Once they do that, they'll go after single shotguns. They will never stop until rather you are fully disarmed. And how can this be stopped? Well, just like I mentioned in the Glock videos, Ruger and all other semi-automatic firearms manufacturers have the same protections that Ford does against negligent use by their users. So for example, if someone's driving a Ford F-150 drunk and they actually hit someone and kill them, the person who's been killed, their family can't sue Ford due to the negligence of the operator of the product. Well, firearms companies have that same legal protection in America. However, it has not been enforced by the federal government. All of those Glock lawsuits should have been thrown out by the federal government. This one, it hasn't been filed yet, but if it is filed, should be thrown out as well. And where does that capability land? Well, a few different places within the federal government, but the most obvious one is within the Department of Justice, particularly the Civil Rights Division. Those are the folks that should be standing up and stomping down all of these lawsuits. Whether or not they will, time will tell, but this would be the perfect opportunity to do so, not just the Glock lawsuits, but if Everytown goes through with their threat to sue Ruger, I definitely would like to see that thrown out and have the federal government step in and protect lawful items like firearms like this and their commerce here in America. I don't see why they wouldn't. But if they don't, that I suppose would be telling as well. So that is it. I want to let you guys know Ruger is now in the crosshairs of these anti-gunners because they make a fantastic firearm. This Ruger RXM, I believe Magpul is mentioned in the letter as well. And hopefully it stops, but it won't stop unless we make a lot of noise. So that's why we're making this video. Share this video if you guys found this interesting and you think somebody who follows you might be interested in it as well. Thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.